The one thing that narcissists will always do in your absence. A warm greeting to all of you who have stopped by from me. My channel wouldn't exist if it weren't for you. Thank you very much. I also want to encourage you to subscribe to this channel and set the notification bell so that you don't miss any of the new videos posted on this channel. Let's get this started. Why do narcissists deceive and defraud others? Narcissists prefer maintaining secrets because it offers them power and control over their environment. However, talking about secrets, there is one that stands out among other secrets because it has a direct impact on all parties involved. One thing is clear, narcissistic supplies are a necessity for them, and this is always the reason. So there's one thing that makes them even more enthused, and they would be very excited to try at least once, twice, or only God knows how many times. What is that, though? Well, you might have guessed it right. By being dishonest or committing infidelity, narcissists have the best-kept secrets in the dating world, especially if they're never discovered. This is what gives them a false sense of power. Before we get into the specifics, here are a few reasons why narcissists cheat on their partners, even when they have all that they could possibly desire. This is because narcissists get bored if they have nothing to do, even if everything else is perfect. After all, there is no fuel for the fire if there isn't any conflict. It's crucial to know how they act when they're cheating, how they respond when they're caught, and who they're most likely to have an affair with. Keep in mind that not only does having sex outside of a committed relationship considered infidelity, but it also involves emotionally betraying a spouse or a partner. And when it comes to being emotionally or physically unfaithful to their partners, I believe that all narcissists do so at some point. So, let's take a closer look at what's going on here. Firstly, narcissists have no respect for the feelings of those around them, and this is why they cheat. They'll act as if you don't exist once you leave their company. Narcissists find it easy to neglect you, take advantage of you, and then discard you when you no longer bring value. They'll have no problem scamming you as if they were never close to you. Not to mention the fact that narcissists are generally dishonest. So, this comes as no surprise, actually. When it comes to infidelity, the covetous nature of narcissists plays a large role in this. As a result, even if things appear to be going well between you and them, they'll still be looking for a way to gain something extra from others that you can't supply. They think they're entitled to anything they can get their hands on, regardless of how much they already have. Another reason is that they're just plain tired of having a good relationship with you. They can't tune in on calm water, and they can't settle with one emotional state for too long. Essentially, they're conflicted inside. And because there are no longer any obstacles to overcome in your relationship with them, they soon become bored. Seeing the same person repeatedly wears them out. In order to keep themselves occupied while simultaneously increasing their supply bank, narcissists should look for and secure new sources of supply. The narcissist, in this regard, may surprise you with their choice of a supply. There is often no one better than you that the narcissist has their eyes on at any one time. You may find their affair is no better than you in terms of attributes, outlooks, and even attitudes. You may ask why they would cheat on you with someone like this when they have a better relationship with you. Why is it necessary for them to lower their standards? But it's not about you or their present relationship that matters. It's about the narcissist. Not you or their current relationship. So, no matter what you think, you will not be able to grasp the whole situation. To get to the second reason, narcissists are obsessed with what they don't have. They're so envious that they can't seem to get enough of anything. Even an ex-partner, whom they once possessed, will be treated as though it is still their property. It's for this reason that narcissists frequently engage in extramarital relations with the individuals who were previously married to them. Narcissists will not only betray their current partners in order to get back together with an ex, but they will also not hesitate to abandon them. Narcissistic people will even chase those who are already married or in committed relationships in order to take what is rightfully theirs, or so they think. A narcissist's assertion that they are simply hanging out with the boys or girls is not proof that they are not seeking attention from the opposite sex. Thus, you shouldn't believe them. The motives of a narcissist are always ambiguous. Observe how narcissists alter dramatically when they betray or contemplate cheating on a relationship. You'll notice that they may put more effort into their looks or focus more on their physical appearance than they typically would. They'll also try to break up with you in order to have sex with someone else, which is a common occurrence. And then, to recover your trust again, they'll come back at you, stating they're sorry for everything and that they'll never hurt you again. They do this to ensure that if they're ever found out, there will be a good justification for it. In reality, this was a common occurrence. As a result, they were able to take advantage of an unfaithful situation with ease, knowing full well that they could rationalize their actions. Making the most of a bad circumstance was the goal. That brings me to my third point. The narcissist will likely try to excuse their acts whenever they're confronted. That which they did was not bad, and that which they actually are two different things for narcissists. In order for narcissists to rationalize their behaviors, they will attempt to distort or remove a part of the truth. Rather than admitting to infidelity, they term it an entanglement or a situation that only occurred because you were making their life difficult. They made this decision in order to avoid admitting to cheating or having sex with another person. Because they don't want to be recognized as liars and cheats, they get irate when you do. Rather than confronting us with the consequences of their bad choices, they prefer to deceive us into accepting or tolerating them instead. A common tactic is to blame us. Because they not only cheat but also blame it on you, this is the greatest insult to your self-esteem. They'll accuse you of not showing enough interest in them or showing insufficient concern. Just remember that the narcissist's motivations for cheating on their partner are rarely related to the actual circumstances of their relationship. Combined with their avarice and aversion to boredom, these people are constantly on the lookout for new sources of supply. So, this is never your mistake or inadequacy to put up in the relationship. I'm curious as to what you think about all of this. Let us know what you think in the comment section below. I hope you found this information useful. Please consider subscribing and turning on the bell symbol to ensure you don't miss any future videos that are added to this channel. Thank you for your kind attention. Hi everyone, and welcome back to another episode where we will learn and understand how to break the spell of narcissists. Before we start, I'd like to take this opportunity to thank you for clicking this video, and I also extend an invitation to you to assist us in spreading the word about our channel by sharing this video with your friends and family. Join this channel and enable the notification bell so that you don't miss any of the new videos that are uploaded. Let's begin. A narcissist is always on the lookout for new ways to abuse and exploit others. In order to avoid long periods of time spent alone in boredom or close quarters, they always look for a way to make a mess of the life of others for their own amusement. When the narcissist discovers that one amazing person they know they could never be if they were honest about who their true selves are, they will stop their attention on this person. After all, this person has all the qualities that narcissists look for in a partner and also in themselves. The narcissist's envy and wrath are fueled by the fact that they will never be able to attain those qualities. They transfer their own fears onto the victim, and they spend every waking moment of their lives trying to shatter the victim's spirit in some manner. A sense of power and control over the situation is gained when the individual in question is made to feel like a worthless piece of trash in their own eyes. Meanwhile, the narcissist has convinced the victim that they truly love them, which is an important step in the process of entrapment. Bliss has become a real thing in hell because of this. However, instead of helping their partner and proofing their love with actions, the narcissists will just make many excuses. It's my conviction that narcissists need to weaken strong people so that they can feel more powerful and in control of their environment. Knowing they can beat someone they deemed strong gives them a boost of confidence and satisfaction. After all, this harsh treatment is unnecessary if their ultimate goal isn't trying to hurt you. Why would they intentionally inflict pain on another person just for the sake of it? They do that because they're thrilled. And in the end, they will just disregard you after they have vanquished you. They aren't going to be there for you when you're broken, because essentially, this isn't about you. This is also the reason why when narcissists see that you've discovered happiness or are regaining your strength, they'll come back. Many more techniques will be used to break you down. They have the confidence that they will break you again as long as you play along with their game. Narcissists can only be stopped by cutting off all communication with them. You can't deal with them if you keep on playing their game. It's time to move on from the immature youngster you've been with for so long and find an adult companion. Narcissists are taxing, and there is a limit to how much stress a person can bear in their lifetime. Our minds can only process so much at once. In the presence of someone stronger or smarter than themselves, a narcissist's goal is to bring the stronger person down to their level of understanding and accomplishments. This is due to the narcissist's need to project an air of superiority. Narcissists would never admit that they're wrong, and they always shift the blame for anything that goes wrong on someone else. They enjoy engaging in verbal sparring and arguing with others. Everything revolves around them. As soon as you sit down with them to talk about the things that are bothering you, they become irrationally upset and accuse you of being the cause of all your problems. Narcissists need to believe they're in control of the universe in order to function. They need to feel like they're running a switchboard that controls every aspect of what they see. They need to feel in control. Even though it is not a goal to break someone, it might happen in certain situations. It has nothing to do with you. It's all about how they feel and what they see. Therefore, they won't even notice if they break you because it is what they need to feel powerful and in command. They'll do whatever it takes to obliterate you. To them, that's not really a consideration at all. There is no such thing as a person like you in the universe. Like when you need firewood, but the branch you have is too long to fit into your fire pit, so you snap it in two with your own hands to make the cut fit. How much more satisfying is it to break a branch with significant effort? Branches with a high degree of stability are what you're looking for. Sometimes, yes. But generally, the thicker the branch, the more likely it is that you will give up and look for a branch that is easier to prune. Even though you're aware that you're breaking the branch, you aren't doing it because you feel compelled to do so. Instead, you're doing it for another reason. Taking a branch and snapping it isn't the point of this activity because you need it for a specific purpose. That's why. Narcissists rely on others to satisfy their emotional needs. They don't care if what they're doing will badly impact you or make you suffer. It has nothing to do with you. It is everything about them. So, do narcissists feel compelled to weaken those who stand up to them? In essence, narcissists may not be able to break you even when they want to. This depends on how you respond to them. Like I said, if the branch is so strong and unbreakable, you'll likely give up on trying or even before you try. I sincerely hope that this explanation was helpful, as always. Please share your thoughts and experiences in the comment section below. To ensure that you don't miss any of the new videos posted on this channel in the future, join this channel and activate the bell icon. Thank you so much for taking the time to listen to my thoughts. Have a nice day. When your existence is enough trigger for the narcissist, this is what makes them upset about you. Narcissists believe that you shouldn't make a big deal out of their bad behavior, no matter how terrible it is. When a spouse even entertains the thought of leaving, it might come as a complete shock to the narcissist who is afraid of abandonment. It's also conceivable for a narcissist's abandonment issues to resurface under particular circumstances, in which case they can act excessively angry or, alternatively, act normally and love bomb you to make sure you won't leave them. Just wanted to throw out there that everyday occurrences can set off the narcissist's irrational fear of abandonment. Before we dive into the meat of this discussion, I just wanted to say hi and appreciate all of you for watching this video. This is a channel dedicated to discovering and exposing narcissists. I hope you're finding my videos informative, and if you are a regular watcher, I appreciate your support. And if you're visiting for the first time, we hope you'll subscribe and join our community. So, the prospect of abandonment is the worst nightmare for narcissists, and I will discuss the factors that can bring this fear to fruition in this video. The experience of abandonment, defined as the act of leaving someone behind or being abandoned, can leave a person feeling helpless and miserable. To a narcissist, rejection is a perpetual threat. This feeds their insecurity that they are not lovable or deserving of affection. As a result, you should expect them to make every effort to ensure things stay in their favor. Not content to let things happen without a fight, they resort to more deception, subterfuge, and manipulation when that fails. They take advantage of others in the secret hope that nobody will ever notice. To stop responding to the narcissist or showing any sympathy for them is a perfect illustration of this. Because of this, alarms start going off in their brains. When a narcissist realizes you no longer care about them or the relationship, they will do whatever they can to keep you from ending it. This is due to the fact that the narcissist would rather be the one to get rid of the unwanted things or persons. Despite their callous disregard for your well-being, they would prefer not to suffer the same fate at your hands. If the narcissist's abandonment issues are being exposed, he or she may lash out or resort to love bombing as a coping mechanism. Another way of saying this is that it serves as a catalyst. It all comes down to their best guess as to which reaction will work. To the extent that they can gauge your level of fear or doubt, they will likely take the offensive. If they see that this is having the desired effect on you, they will not use a different strategy. If their initial plan failed, some of them would attempt something else, such as showering you with more affection and care. Regardless, the narcissist will hold you fully responsible for having sparked their anxiety of being abandoned and refuse to forgive or let you off the hook. The narcissist will consistently try to find new and interesting ways to hurt you. This typically occurs out of the blue, through slander or dismissal. Making a narcissist wait is another one of their triggers, but it's rarely acknowledged. Not responding to their attempts to contact you via various communication channels, such as phone calls and messages, falls under this criteria. Suppose you're late for a meeting because you have another arrangement in your schedule, or when they're counting on you to do something and you're taking forever to fulfill it. Narcissists are vulnerable to feeling agitated, anxious, or restless when exposed to these conditions. Some narcissists will react immediately by not being there when you arrive or by blocking your contact, so you can't reach them and will become worried. They want you to follow after them so that you would feel guilty about what you've done and feel obligated to make amends. One narcissist I know won't even let me stay for more than a few minutes when I visit. They weren't there when I arrived, so I called to find out where they were, and then we had to reschedule our meeting, or some serious explanations. How much narcissists want to impress their target determines whether or not they would have waited for anyone else. Whether or not they make you wait is a matter of their desire to make an impression on you, not because they're fine with waiting. A narcissist may not initially make a big deal out of being kept waiting, but they will find a way to punish you for it. That is true even if they like to downplay the significance of the situation. They're biding their time until they can get you. That's when they start revealing everything about them. As narcissists are prone to paranoia, they may mistakenly assume that we are deliberately keeping them waiting, which will only heighten their anxiety. Since this is the case, they consider it appropriate to punish and make us answer for our acts. Ignoring or dismissing a narcissist can be the worst possible outcome for them. The repercussions for the narcissist could be devastating depending on your position in their lives. Ignoring or giving up on a narcissist is one of their biggest fears coming true. Narcissists worry about being abandoned, yet they don't want to put in the work necessary to address this fear. Or it would appear that they are either unaware that the manner they are going about things is inefficient, or that they care not. Narcissists believe they are entitled to complete freedom from any restrictions or accountability for their activities. If you ignore a narcissist's phone message or fail to notice something the narcissist has put on social media, the narcissist may become excessively angry. Because of their suspicions and the assumption that your actions lack spontaneity, even if you have good reason to explain them. As a result of these triggers, their already strong abandonment issues become even more intense. Having to deal with a narcissist, especially a covert narcissist, who is passive-aggressive, can be a tiring experience. After all, it's possible that you're unaware that they've already begun to respond negatively and punish you. On the other hand, nothing escapes the notice of narcissists, and I will try my best to reveal as much as I can. There are further videos on this channel that may satisfy your curiosity. I'm also curious to learn how narcissists reacted to your tardiness, lack of response to text messages, or failure to answer missed phone calls. Leave a comment and tell me what you've been up to lately. All in all, we shall be discussing only this one subject for today. If you liked this video and want to see more like it, please subscribe to our channel and activate the bell. That's very kind of you. Thanks. When a narcissist lies about everything you know about them, This is what you should know. Welcome, everyone. The many aggressive and abusive tactics employed by narcissists against the people who are supposed to love them are the subjects of many of my videos. They'd flatter you and show you a wide grin because they believe you are weak and knave. Some narcissists may tell themselves things like this to enhance their ego, even if they know intellectually that they aren't always true. Narcissists have two personalities. In one life, they are charming and generous, but in the other, they are cruel and vicious. Like a snake, as they close the door, their behavior changes to be dangerous and toxic. Master manipulators with the power to destroy lives. That's what they are. Assume with near certainty that narcissists won't change and that you'll be the only one they hurt. The best course of action when you're unsure is to get out. Is it possible that you wouldn't get sick if you ate poison? Would it be wise to take the plunge into the deep blue sea if you don't know how to swim? So do you think it's fine to bring around a live, venomous snake? In this video, I tried to get across the idea that narcissists have nothing but contempt for other people. Narcissists could care less if you've done them wrong or well. This isn't about you. That's the center of the universe, and everything else is secondary. For various reasons, narcissists will always dislike you. I'll explain why a narcissist is the most untrustworthy type of person in this video. Remember that there is no one reason why a narcissist would dislike you. This holds true no matter the narcissist's relationship with you, father, friend, family member, coworker, or romantic partner. A narcissist's capacity for malice is boundless. They don't even have to be aware of you to despise you because you possess what they covet but lack. You should also be aware that they will not change their minds, no matter how much affection you offer them. They won't like you anymore if you give in to their demands or ignore their needs. If you stick to these guidelines, you won't have to worry about wasting time or energy. Here are 3 reasons why a narcissist would find fault with you even though they have no basis in fact. One reason could be that they are inspired by you and want to follow in your footsteps. True, many narcissists are also naturally envious. The narcissist is envious of our success and contentment for reasons other than our better skills and resources. We have everything they could want right here, despite their best efforts to make us feel insignificant and small. They credit us entirely for their ability to enjoy life and look ahead with hope. In the same way that narcissists are envious because they want everything for themselves, they also desire the chance to be happy on their own. They are antagonistic toward us because they are envious of our success. They would take those things away from us at any cost, including our lives, if they could. Narcissists may despise you for no apparent reason because they view you as an existential threat to their own self-actualization. Due to their heightened state of paranoia, they see you with distrust and animosity. The constant threat of betrayal, violence, or other harm is a constant fear in their minds, but there is actually no such threat. On the other hand, it taints their view of everyone, including the individuals who care about them. Seeing everyone as an adversary prevents them from forming genuine attachments or keeping relationships together. Narcissists are convinced that their loved ones and friends only wish to hurt them or take advantage of them. As a result of all the muck in their heads, narcissists are terrible company because you never know what you're going to find. People who are motivated by fear are destructive and hateful. And finally, their own internalized self-hatred is a valid reason for their illogical antipathy against others. This is a person who, despite their best efforts, has developed a strong disdain for themselves and their limitations. That they are conscious of the fact that they are unhappy with their lives is an additional source of stress. To get others' attention, narcissists will put on a pleasant face. There's nothing exceptional about their connections or accomplishments. Narcissists will go to extraordinary efforts to hide their true nature and the extent of their shame and suffering from those close to them. As a result, they are frightened, embarrassed, and ultimately unhappy. A narcissist's underlying negativity and feelings of inadequacy remain unabated no matter how much success or financial money they amass. For these 3 reasons, the narcissist views you as an enemy and will stop at nothing to injure or destroy you. If you have any opinions or experiences to contribute, please leave them in the comments section below. Please let me know if any of my suggestions were useful. To make sure you don't miss any new uploads, consider subscribing and activating the bell icon. Kind regards, and thanks again. The narcissist's pain reaction when inflicted with a narcissistic injury. I'd like to start by expressing my appreciation for your time in watching this video. Anyone new to the channel should know that this channel's primary goal is to disprove the narcissist myth. Before we begin, I'd like to mention how much I value your help. Not all people who exhibit narcissistic characteristics also exhibit negative emotions like rage and outbursts. A chemical imbalance or a head injury may be at the root of the problem. But there is a broad spectrum of behaviors that might be categorized as narcissistic rage, from explosive outbursts and unexpected moments of wrath to passive-aggressive acts like simmering resentment. If a narcissist isn't the focus of attention, even if it's being diverted from more important concerns, they may lose it. When narcissists' wants and needs are ignored, they may explode into unwarranted, irrational, and severe violence, or extremely passive-aggressive. Disheartening because it shatters their idealized self-concept. How then can this be, given that narcissists are typically the types who place the greatest emphasis on their outward appearance? Okay, today I want to discuss the effects of a narcissistic injury on the narcissist. How do they feel about it? Why are they acting this way? Narcissistic wounds come in many forms. There is a spectrum of possibilities at each stage. But I will also discuss the worst narcissistic injury of all and their likely reaction to it. Narcissistic wounds, often called wounded ego, are emotional traumas that destroy the narcissist's sense of self-worth and pride. It usually occurs as a result of criticism of their fabricated identity. The narcissist's reaction may also vary slightly on the severity of the wound. However, regardless of the severity of the injury, they will always act in a specific way. For the sake of brevity, let's go over the typical reaction of a narcissist to a narcissistic injury when you damage a narcissist first and foremost. It's their pride that's broken, and with that comes shame, which is swiftly repressed by rage. As a result, the narcissist becomes hellbent on exacting vengeance. Narcissists are incapable of forgiveness, regardless of the severity of the offense. They can't even pretend to forgive. Therefore, it doesn't matter whether they say they have. They'll be plotting their vengeance and devising new ways to get their own back on you. The infamous smear campaign, which can be done privately or publicly, is their favorite method of punishment. Sometimes a narcissist can trash you and then turn around and act all lovely as if nothing happened. I'm not even talking about the lifetime smear campaign here. Rather, there are narcissistic injuries that can push the narcissist to go even further. Because in addition to all of that, you can deliver a blow to a narcissist so severe that they can't recover, where their sense of self-importance and greatness disintegrate before their very eyes, and once the truth of who or what they are sets in, the resulting guilt becomes too much to bear. The narcissist's breaking point might be precipitated by a number of factors, all of which center on the question of what hurts the narcissist the most. These are the situations that would leave the narcissist with the most pain and open the deepest scars in their narcissistic psyche. In this video, I went into detail on the three things: abandonment, exposure, and insult that would cause the narcissist the most pain. Those who manage to hit narcissists with all three at once would give them the most damage. One of two extreme reactions follows. Either the narcissist will avoid this person at all costs out of fear, or they will become the object of the narcissist's obsessive desire to destroy them. If the latter is the case, it's possible that simply looking at the person who hurt them will cause them to drop their guard. When things get this bad, the narcissist has no choice except to admit that they do not like the other person and stop trying to act cordially. They'd rather have them killed if they can, really. For an extreme personality like a narcissist, suffering a narcissistic injury of this scale can have devastating effects not only on themselves but also on the people around them. The narcissist will take further steps depending on the intensity of the feelings they are now experiencing. If it's fear, they may think there's no way out of the situation. Even if they do give in and recognize their mistakes and seek treatment, which rarely works, they are more likely to run away and act as if nothing had occurred. The narcissist may even go so low as to try to place a curse or hex on the target or hire a hitman to eliminate them if their hatred for them is so intense that it defies explanation. There is no limit to what a narcissist would do if they could get someone else to perform the dirty work for them without it ever coming back to them. When a narcissist suffers a narcissistic wound, their shadow self emerges. They may act the victim card, but that's only a ploy to draw attention away from their genuine goals. But if you know what you're doing, you can zero in on the fact that something is wrong and the level of animosity they harbor. They will be showing it to you straight from their eyes. Many negative feelings are at play when a narcissist suffers a narcissistic injury. A few of the most prominent are apprehension, anger, hatred, and embarrassment. This only serves to amplify the narcissist's inherent negativity. The combined insult, exposure, and abandonment are too much for a narcissist to handle. Similar to every other narcissistic injury, the harm done cannot be undone. The cumulative effect of their narcissistic insults is to make them increasingly gloomy and unpleasant to be around. Being denied the satisfaction of vengeance can drive a narcissist to insanity or wrath if they have to endure it for any length of time. Narcissists have little interest in mending their wounds and moving on. They refuse to let go of their grudges or their denial, making it such that the possibility of improvement diminishes with age. If you have hurt someone's ego, you should let them destroy themselves in peace. I hope this video has provided you with some use. Tell me about a time when you inflicted a narcissistic wound on someone and how that person reacted. As always, I hope you'll join me again soon. Feel free to ask any questions or make any comments in the space provided below. And for future videos, please consider subscribing to our channel and clicking the bell button below.